It's May 22nd, Sunday. I'm heading out to Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton for a 3x600 mid-range match that they're holding this weekend. This is a drive that I've taken quite often, actually, during the years of 2006 roughly to 2010, when I was heavily competing in service rifle high power matches across the course. I was a master class, and then it expired actually this year because I had been inactive for 5 years, so they dropped my master classification. Anyway, I shot service rifle high power. That was like my main thing for 5 or 6 years, and I literally only shot the AR service rifle during that time. I didn't pick up any other gun because I was committed to trying to get my Distinguished Rifleman badge, which I did achieve in 2009. I've been trying to write a story on Distinguished Rifleman, like a little blog article about, my quest to get Distinguished Rifleman and what it took to get there. But I've been lagging on it, and I just haven't found the right time and the right tone in which to compose that article. So I'm holding off on that. Anyway, this drive to Pendleton, it's a little bit long from Riverside because you have to cut across from the 15 to the 76, and this can get pretty hairy on weekends, but since I'm coming in early in the morning, there's like hardly any traffic. But come summertime, this freeway or this like highway gets really busy because everyone's trying to hit the beach in Oceanside. So anyway, heading out to the range right now. This is the Wilcox Range Complex, also known as Range 103 at Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton. I've shot at this range many times. Again, as I mentioned, all my high power across the course service rifle matches were shot out here, or most of them, because this is kind of like my home range as far as the local matches that I was able to get access to. The Santa Margarita Gun Club is the hosts of all the matches that take place out, most of the matches that take place out here, also at Range 116 and Range 117. So if you're looking for a high power match, definitely check out the SMGC website or Santa Margarita Gun Club website for more information. But as far as today is concerned, this is a mid-range 3x600. It's an NRA regional. So the NRA regional matches, they take place once or twice a year here. And so a mid-range, the 3x6 is basically 3 stages of fire, all shot at 600 yards. It's 20 rounds for record, and you get 2 sighters per stage. So it's 22 rounds roughly, but on the first stage you also get unlimited sighters before you start your shots for record. So it's a nice place or a nice time to get your zeros. If you don't have a 600-yard zero, it's a good opportunity to test out loads and whatnot. Even if you're not trying to shoot seriously for a match, it's very helpful to just come out and shoot because you get the opportunity to shoot on real distance out here.
And we also want to welcome Master Sergeant Dudley. You join. Speech. Speech.
The Wilcox Range 103 shooting complex is the primary qualification range used here at Camp Pendleton by the Marines. So whenever they do their quals every year, they usually come to Wilcox Range 103. There's over 150 firing points here. The Santa Margarita Gun Club, when we hold our matches, we don't use anywhere near that number. We only use a small fraction for the matches. So today we're probably going to run the 3 relay system, which means we have 2 shooters on the line for each firing point and one guy in the pits for that target. So you got 1 shooter, 1 scorer on the line, and then the guy in the pits is pulling the targets. The Santa Margarita Gun Club is not a military organization. It's a civilian-based club, but we have permission to use the range here to hold matches. And so the matches here are, it's open to all. And, we have civilians, Marines, junior shooters. They all come out and shoot the either the high power, the mid-range, or the long-range matches we have. We also have pistol matches as well. But we have a large variety as far as competitive disciplines for marksmanship. To give a little insight into the NRA mid-range matches, it's all shot from the prone position, slow fire, so it's single round, shoot, targets run down, run back up and scored, and you shoot again and repeat for the string of fire. And a 3x600, we're running 3 stages of fire, all at 600 yards, 20 rounds each for record with 2 setters beforehand. So you get 22 rounds, 22 minutes. Traditionally, it's all shot from the slung position with iron sights, but you're seeing a huge shift as far as F-class is concerned. It's becoming more popular. So today you're going to see a lot more F-class shooters, people shooting with scoped rifles off of a front rest, either a bipod or some other mechanical rest. This has become the trend because, in my opinion, I think it's mainly because the traditional shooters who've always shot high power across the course in mid-range have gotten older, and then the number of newer shooters entering the sport has dropped down significantly at the rate of people coming in. So we don't have that younger contingency anymore. The young contingency is not there, and so the older crowd, the aging traditional shooters, as their eyesight gets worse and they're physically is not as able as they were before, their F-class lends them the opportunity to still compete with an easier format as far as physical endurance is concerned. Plus your eyesight, as your eyes get worse as you age, it's easier to shoot from a scoped rifle. So today you're probably going to see a good mix of people. You're going to see traditional shooters shooting with slung rifles and iron sights, and other people shooting with F-class scoped rifles with bipods or front rests.
Your safety brief. Safety is everyone's responsibility. Anyone observing an unsafe condition may call a ceasefire. All shooters will comply with any ceasefire immediately. I'd like to highlight the following. Treat every firearm as if it were loaded. Never point a firearm at anything you do not intend to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Keep the firearm on safe and an empty chamber indicator, EIC, in the rifle until told to do so otherwise by line officials. Do not handle or dry fire firearms except when on the firing line or as directed by line officials. Do not rest any firearm on a shooting stool, foot, or on the ground with a round loaded in the chamber or magazine. Shoot only at your assigned target. Your left and right lateral limits are the edges of your target. The lateral limit on the range are the 2 wing targets on number 73 and target number, I think it's 97. The lateral limits for each firing point shall be the left and right uprights of each of your individual targets. At no time shall you fire outside of your firing points, left or right lateral limit, or out of the impact area.
Right now we're technically shooting the team matches. I didn't bring enough ammo to shoot the team match. I only brought enough ammo to shoot the individual plus some extra rounds. So I was able to infiltrate in with another group of shooters. We have 5 on our firing points, a 4-man team. So I was able to just shoot a few rounds between in order to get a 0 or an elevation 0. So I came up initially 4.2 mil rads and I was low, an 8-ring low. So I came up to 4.6 as a high 10 and came back down to 4.5 mil rads from my 100-yard 0. to get an X-ring. So right now I'm pretty much dead on. I added 0.2 milrads right for this wind, which is pretty much non-existent. So we'll work with 4.5 today. I think 4.5 milrads for my 100 yard zero will work for Camp Pendleton, which is close to sea level. So now we're in the pits, or I'm in the pits, relay 2. I fired my first 2 strings. They didn't go too well as far as windage is concerned, but my elevation zeros are good. It's just I guess my shooting just can't handle the squirrely wind. As far as my skills have diminished quite a bit, so I'm not really doing too well today as far as the let-offs and whatnot. I know in a couple times the wind let off and I should have taken a shot, but I did, so it's just trying to get back in the swing of shooting mid-range with the rifle. So right now I'm going to pull 3 strings of fire before I go back out and shoot my final string on the 600 yard line.
Yeah, I know.
It's just these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if they're out here, they can count, but they're
Okay.
yeah, they're if you're
So times are 1600 hours. We're going to shoot the final 2 strings. Is going to be relay 1 and relay 2, which is myself and 2. It's winding down as far as the wind has died down a little bit, but as far as my shooting today, it's not all that great, but I came here mainly to get my elevation zero, which is what I got, and just trying to test some loads and see how well I can shoot today in what's left of this wind.
On the fire line, your 3-minute preparation period has ended. This next stage of fire will be slow fire, unlimited sighters, and 20 rounds per record in a total time limit of 30 minutes. Record your sighter shots on the back of the target, or back of the scorecard. Is the line ready? The firing line is ready. You may load and commence fire.
That's a good sign. It went down.
Let me know when you're going for record.
10, cider
I'll
one.
be pulling out outside the box for record. Track where I'm at.
Okay.
Where's the spot?
Far left outside the rings.
Lane. Yeah, you need scoring.
Yeah, we're inside. I'll let you know when I get to it. We're unlimited time.
9, cider 2.
That's okay, I see it. 84, you hit the berm.
9.
9, cider 3. A little overcorrection, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Cider 4.
Going for record.
Going for record. Gary. 95. Going for record. Eight. One on.
So we're done with the match, just heading out. Long day, but I kind of miss this stuff. The competition shooting, the camaraderie with all the guys that you meet. It's nice to be in the mix again. So I don't know. It's just hard to shoot matches all the time. As much as I love doing it, the chase, it's just the time to practice and whatnot. But need to make the effort to come out to the range more often as far as for these matches at Santa Margarita Gun Club. It's a great venue.
So whack you in the head.
Come on in. So,
Now I gotta come in even more.
all right, who's first?
All right,
I
ready?
vote first.
Wow.
Today's team match, the winner was Competition Machine.
Oh,
Team
yeah.
consisting of Alan Thomas, Randy Tessiter, Gary Alicio, and John Giles. And get this, 797 and 45 X's.
Come on
And
down.
including, I want to point this out, 216 by Randy in the team match.
What about our coach?
Yeah, it's Whitaker.
And Tom Whitaker, the coach.
Come on up, Tom.
Well done.
Yeah, keep that.
Great coaches.
And the winner is Thomas Whitaker, 1185 and 53 X's. So in case you weren't paying attention to the scores, Tom out-X'd Alan. They tied, but Tom got him on X's.
Oh, man.
And also,
Boom!
nice one for Tom.
Good, Tom.
It's just after 1900 hours. I've been at the range for the better part of 12, but the NRA regional takes a long time because you have the team matches, individual matches, the award ceremony, and so I've been here for, a better part of the whole day. But a lot of people don't realize that NRA matches take a bit of time per day. I mean, service rifle across the course, mid-range, long-range, take about 4 to 6 hours a day or per match. And so a lot of people don't, I think a lot of this sport is slowly dying simply because people don't have the time to commit to actually competing in matches, much less practice. And so finding 4 to 6 hours, out of on a Saturday or Sunday is difficult for most people. And so that's why people are gravitating towards action matches like action pistol, IPSC, IDPA, 3-gun, because it might only take 3 hours or 4 hours at most. Here, come to a rifle match, could take you 6 hours because of the amount of pit changes that are involved and the logistics. Anyway, The Santa Margarita Gun Club, I'm going to link to that website, which I operate for the club. It's the main civilian entity that has access to the Marine Corps ranges here to shoot competitive rifle matches, competitive disciplines, or, competitive shooting disciplines. And I've been doing that website for the club for quite some time, simply because I wanted to give back to the club, because it gives us a great venue to shoot high power rifle matches, and it allowed me to get my Distinguished Rifleman badge, because this is where I learned how to shoot, really, for the most part, as far as competitive high power. I legged out here. My last EIC match where I got my final points to distinguish was at Wilcox 103. So it feels good to be able to contribute back to the club. Anyway, it's getting late. I'm running out of battery life on this camera, so I need to get out of here. It's May 22nd, Sunday. This is my range log number 8. Hope it was kind of informative for people who've never seen shooting, match shooting, or just shooting at all at a military range. Thanks for watching. Until the next vlog. See you then.